Cipla as a stock has been one of the leading names when you talk about recovery in the pharmaceutical pack. The stock is up about 60 to 70% from March lows, and on a one-year basis, the stock has given returns of as much as about 45%. Now, Cipla is somewhat unlike some of the other companies when you just talk about how their portfolio is. Their India business is very, very strong, very big part of their sales. Similar is the case with other parts of the world, but they are not that big in the US till last year, but they have been growing over there, and that continues to be the story as far as Cipla is concerned. European business is strong. They have a decent presence over there, so that is something which makes that profile of Cipla completely different from some of the other large cap pharma companies. Now, when we talk about Cipla, sales are estimated to be close to about 4,000 odd crore. That's a number that broadly they do about 4,200, 4,300 crores. But this quarter is exceptional. I will tell you why. So flattish sort of sales is expected on a year-on-year basis. Last year they had an exclusive drug. Because of that, margins and EBITDA were particularly very, very high. But this time around that will go away. So 17 to 18% is the sort of margin number that the street would be building in. Now, when you talk about the US business, that is expected to do well. About $150 million is what the street would be anticipating as far as their US business is concerned. So that now becomes sizable, and that's why it's quite an important number. And whatever the management says about the commentary in terms of what is happening with that business, the growth outlook over there, the new launches over there, all of that will particularly be quite important. So that's an important driver. 150 million is what the street is anticipating. Now, when you talk about the margins, so margins of some of the other pharma companies which have already come out, especially in India, have seen a great amount of savings as far as their OPEX is concerned, as far as their selling and distribution expenses are concerned, and that has given them a bump of about 6 to 7% in terms of margins. So for Cipla, a 10% sort of a gross margin expansion when you talk about the India sales business, which is about 40-45% of their sales, cannot be ruled out. So that's something which the market is actually already factoring in. Now, Cipla has a business where there is a lot of prescription drugs. In April and May, you did see a lot of impact coming in because doctors were not available, patients were not going in for different kinds of businesses. So all of that becomes quite important. Now, one important drug that Cipla launched in previous quarter was Albuterol, and they launched it in US. They got a very, very expedite approval. It was expected to come somewhere towards the end of 2020, but because of the ongoing COVID issues, it was given in earlier. It's an inhaler Albuterol drug that we are talking about. So sales from that in the quarter will be very important. If they have gained significant market share, what is the sort of pricing will be the first indication that comes out in this quarter. The management, of course, will also be sharing their outlook. So what they say about new competition coming into this, pricing or demand and supply of Albuterol is something which essentially will be quite important once actually Umang Vohra speaks largely in the conference call. The management commentary on sales in India, how will Q2 be? Will it be a bumper sort of a quarter because of the opening up that is happening in what's happening into US generic pricing, and what are the key trends in Albuterol is something which the street would eye out for.